So Tespack is originally a Finnish company, but we have headquarters and also operations in the Netherlands and Spain. We're a company that specializes into the future of wearable technology, which is something we call tech fashion. So we create wearable energy and electronics that generate energy on the go. We focus on energy. I have to say it's a little bit surreal and actually a little bit overwhelmed, but very happy because I have to say we drove like 22 hours from Spain to get here, and we were very tired, but we did our best. And I have to say that I'm very, very, very happy that the people likes what we do and that people are starting to embrace wearable technology in the way it is. And I have to say I'm very happy, and actually I'm happy that I brought my whole team here. Yeah, actually we used the networking tool, which is quite good. Actually, I have to say that was fantastic because even before coming to the event, we already had like 6, 7 different meetings, and that was quite something because usually in other events it's difficult to get that, and most of them were investors, so we're happy about that. The company, I know that Poland, it's got very good electronic engineers and graphic designers and developers, and we're in the process of developing a new type of product, and we thought that we would come here because of the World Summit, but also to network, and I think this is a good potential place to do so. And the World Summit seems to be a good event. We were actually looking for events because the thing is like now we have the minimum viable product of our company. We thought that we need to find exposure, and actually, this event seems to be at the top in Poland. So we thought, okay, we're looking for an R&D center to develop our product. We need electronic engineers, and we're looking for funding as well. So I think it makes sense to make it at the World Summit. So that's why. Actually, I spoke about the challenges that you encounter in wearable technology and the processes that you go through when you develop something that is wearable. And actually we touch subjects like why, for example, Nike or Google cannot get it right even though they have the resources, and startups are doing it without the funds that they require or they have, or they need actually. We touch also the subject of printable technology, how we're going to implement, how the printable technology is going to be used in wearables in the future, and also, we talked also about the most important part of technology, which is energy. If you think about it, no matter how good your app, no matter how many applications you have, no matter how many features you phone or how advanced is your laptop, if you don't have energy, you have nothing. So that's one of the reasons that we talked about our products. We talked a little bit about the future of wearables. We talked a little bit about what partners we're using, such as, let's say, VTT in Finland, that they are one of the largest R&D centers in Europe, more advanced in nanotechnology, and we are partnering up with them in order to create products in the wearable sector or in the consumer sector. I mean, finding money, investment, finding anything pretty much is very easy in the startup world. But finding the right team, it's, I would say, the most difficult thing that I have had as an entrepreneur. Because there are times in which as a CEO, you have to be strong for the company and you have to put the face of fire and you have to be a warrior. But there are times in which you feel so weak that you don't want to wake up from bed. And if you have the right team, they are going to pull you up and they're going to support you and they're going to tell you, no matter what happens, we're here and we're going to go forward. Because there is always that time in which CEOs, or let's say CTOs or COOs go down. But if you have a good team, I think it's the key to success. And I would say that it's the most important part of the equation in the startup world, and it's difficult to get it right. Now that we have the MVP, we're trying to sell as much as possible to get feedback from our customer base. And after that, we're going to be coming out with a new type of products in collaboration with bigger brands. We could talk about, let's say, Vodafone and TomTom. We're looking into cooperating with them because they're very open-minded in the sense that they want to try and they want to help the startups in the Netherlands. And that's what we're doing at the moment. I would say focus on sales, I would say R&D, and also cooperations with bigger brands to grow the brand of Tespack. About the startup community in Europe, I would say that there is a lot of technology and there's a lot of talent, but they are scattered around different regions. And that's one of the reasons why we start traveling a lot, because we want to meet engineers, we want to see the ecosystems and see what opportunities are out there. When we compare it to the Silicon Valley vision and stuff, I just understood that Silicon Valley can be anywhere. Silicon Valley is a state of mind, as they say. And I think that Europe's got all that. The investment market in Europe still not at the same level as other places like in US, for example, because VCs are a little bit still wary about, let's say, new trends of technology, and they want the product validated before you even start pitching to them. Whereas in the US, you just pitch about the product, they like it, they see the potential, they take you and you just go up. The rest is history. In terms of the ecosystem of the startup community in Europe, I would say that it's evolving very quickly, and I can see that unfortunately, many startups from Europe are quickly leaving to the US, and I think that should change a little bit in a sense that we should try to stay in Europe, and things should get easy in a sense, because being a startup, it's very hard, because you're always bootstrapping, or maybe you're trying to grow your network, and it's very difficult because there are different languages all over the place. But in general, the startup ecosystem in Europe, I would say, it's got everything to succeed, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're here. It's if you're gonna open a startup, you want to be an entrepreneur, make sure that you analyze it well and you make the right decision, because it's very rewarding, but it's also very difficult. You don't have hours of work. It's not 9 to 5. It's pretty much a week of a year to year or something like that. And the second one is like study your field. If you're gonna, let's say, work in the wearable technology field, read about IoT. Read about energy, read about nanotechnology, read about pretty much app development, read about front end, back end, read about the trends of technology, what are the big players doing, and pretty much try to see the whole ecosystem of the startup community. Because as a startup, it's not like before, like where big corporations, they just had to work and then grow the company and they get lots of money. No, right now it's pretty much a cooperation. It's a cooperation game where another startup that's doing something else, another startup is doing something, and then another startup knows about an investor, and then he tells you the feedback, and it's about a whole community. So I would say focus and study well what you do.